So in this question, the main clause reads that Michelangelo produced a great variety of artworks, comma, including certain things. Now, when we take a vertical scan through the beginning of the answer choices, we see a split between including and ranging. Now, when you think about it, including is the present participle form of the verb include, and ranging is the present participle form of the verb range. And these are present participle modifiers, and they are put at the end of the clause here. So generally, how does a present participle modifier function at the end of the clause? It modifies the whole clause in front of it. And the action here generally applies to the subject of the clause. But there are a few exceptions to this. So be very careful about these use cases, because when we use the verbs including or ranging in their present participle forms, what happens is that these don't end up being clause modifiers because they become something called additives. So let me give you an example here. His friends, including John and Sam, went for a movie. So what is this including doing here? It's just adding information to this noun in front of it. Now, the same thing will apply even if this including were put at the end of a sentence. So if I said he went for a movie with his friends, comma, including John and Sam, it will still end up being an additive phrase which is going to modify the noun in front of it. And ranging works in the same way as well. So for example, you can say, the shop has products of varying prices. Ranging from $10 to $1,000. So here what is ranging doing? Ranging is once again adding extra information to the noun in front of it, the prices. So these are a couple of exceptions to this present participle modifier at the end of the clause. So when you look at including and ranging, please immediately understand that these are just descriptors to the noun in front of it. So they therefore act as adjectives because they are modifying nouns. And there are other additives as well. Words like as well as, together with, along with, all of these will act as additives. So all of these can work, including paintings or ranging from paintings. So we need to have another point of attack in this question. So let's see the first obvious difference. Now we have, for example, in the Sistine Chapel in A and B, and such as those in the Sistine Chapel. So one thing that can be caught is the introduction of the pronoun those. So what is the those referring to here? The those is obviously referring to the noun paintings here. So when you see the rest of the answer choices, the pronoun those is missing. It creates a meaning problem because we're trying to say it's the paintings such as the paintings in the Sistine Chapel. So if I just directly say including the paintings, for example, in the Sistine Chapel, this makes no logical sense. We have to say, for example, the paintings in the Sistine Chapel. So A and B can be eliminated. A similar mistake is present in answer choice E, such as is used to introduce examples, but once again, the pronoun has to be present to make sure that the examples are valid, that we are referring to the paintings. So this makes no sense as well. Now let's look for another attack point in C and D. Now what we can notice here in D is that D says such as, such as. So obviously this such as is introducing examples for painting as well as sculpture. But on the other hand, in C, we have such as here, which is obviously giving examples for the paintings. But after the sculpture, we have as. And the word as on its own cannot be used to give examples for sculpture. That is not the right usage because as on its own is usually used to compare actions. So C is wrong. This leaves us with the right answer choice, D for delta.